I'm Amy Goodman as we continue our broadcast from here in Baltimore, Maryland, where the Green Party is hosting its 2012 National Convention. Green Party members from around the world have joined people from across the United States. We're joined here by one of them, Dr. Joachim Denkinger. He is the Deputy Secretary General of the Greens Group in the European Parliament. We're also joined by Justine McCabe, co-chair of the International Committee of the Green Party here in the United States. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Joachim, let's begin with you. The significance of the Green Party in Europe, a much greater presence than it is in the United States.
Yes, that's true. Unfortunately, we wanted to be as significant in the US already as in Europe, but we have an electoral system which is really disadvantageous for small parties. I mean, the whole story and the development of the Greens in Europe was also due to the fact that we managed to go into parliament and go step by step into a political responsibility. And this is different, of course, here in the US, where you have a majority voting system, and especially for the presidential campaign, it's very, very difficult. I mean, this is something, before we went into governments in Germany, it took us a long, long time.
How long?
We were created, the first Green parties in Europe popped up on national level in '79 in Belgium, then '80 in Germany, and so it's quite a long way.
And when did you go into the parliament?
Into the parliament, it was '83 in Germany and '84 in the European Parliament, which you probably know is a parliament which represents the 27 member states of the European Union, and where we represent with Green deputies 15 different member states.
So in the European Parliament, how many people are there overall, and how many Green Party members?
Overall, we have 754 for the moment. It changes. We have 27 member states. Next year, we will have 28, with Croatia coming to the European Union. And from the Greens, we have in our Green group, which are not 100% green, everybody, it's 49 pure Greens and 10 others who we have
shades of green.
Shades of green, very, very deep green sometimes, but not formally a Green member party in a national state. And so we
what do you push for in the European Parliament?
Sorry?
What do you push for in the European Parliament, and what kind of power does the European Parliament have anyway?
The European Parliament, which has been elected for the first time in direct election '79 only, so it's a young parliament, has now quite a few legislative powers, in particular in environmental issues, financial services issues, data protection issues, things which are really dear to us. And I think we have done work to push also on the level of European Parliament some legislation which is superseding the national legislation, so they have to transpose it into national law. So it matters what we can achieve on European level, because it will have to be transposed on national level.
And what are some of those issues you've pushed?
I mean, we have, for example, energy efficiency aims. So member states are now forced to achieve certain energy efficiency aims for electric appliances, housing, and so on. We have CO2 limits which apply throughout the European Union, and other issues.
What about economic issues?
Economic issues, we have not so many powers, because the economics, we don't have what we call the co-decision. We are not equal with the Council of
But in terms of what the Green Party pushes in Europe?
We push very much, and we were successful on the financial transaction tax, for example, where we have now an agreement that 12 member states at least will go on to introduce a financial transaction tax to work together. We couldn't introduce it on the European level because the UK is still blocking everything on this file, but we have this commitment from the 12 governments, and we have in the financial services sector a lot of consumer protection issues, where we see that the transporter business in the financial sector is really so that the consumer can be sure that he has no disadvantages when he does business transport.
Justine McCabe, the significance of where the Green Party in this country stands in relation to the rest of the world.
I think because we're an American party, U.S. party, we represent a lot of the war and peace kind of issues that because our government is so on the fore of that. So our party, for example, really pushes that, though it's nonviolence is a value that all the parties share. Our committee, the International Committee, works to relate to the other Green parties around the world. We learn from them, but we have, again, shared values, but each cultural context is different. And so we particularly will be interested in peace issues, for example, here, about foreign policy is our particular thing that we do for the party in terms of developing foreign policy.
Why are you here at the Green Party convention in Baltimore, Joachim Denkinger?
I think we just recognize that something is moving in the U.S., in the green field. I think it was never so interesting to follow the green politics in the U.S. For example, we are, since a couple of years, I think the Greens are a real factor. We have results in the states which we never had before. So Jill, for example, but also Ben had in good results in government election or in Senate election. So this is for us very important, and I think we have to strengthen the transatlantic bridge, because more and more things will be decided on a global level, and we need to unite also as a political family on a global level.
Yesterday at the Green Party convention, Democracy Now! Spoke to Richard Denkinger. He is a two-time Green candidate for Parliament in New Zealand.
Hi, my name is Rick Denkinger, and I'm the National Policy Committee co-convener for the Green Party in New Zealand. I'm here attending the Green Party USA convention in Baltimore, and I'm really excited because in New Zealand we are going from strength to strength. We had our general election last year. We increased our vote by 58%, and that's a further increase on 2008's vote growth. And we're really excited. We're getting more and more strength, more and more membership, and the mainstream media is now referring to us as the legitimate party of opposition. And that thrills us no end.
Justine McCabe, are you looking at New Zealand? New Zealand, the Greens are being seen as the opposition party.
Well, sure, we're thrilled at their success. You know, again, as Joachim was saying, we have this first past the post system, which makes it very difficult. I think the grassroots organizing is essential. Jill and Sherry's campaign really will augment that. But it's a real uphill battle, even compared to New Zealand. I mean, we have this system that you either win or lose. It's a zero-sum system. So we're heartened rather by our Green colleagues around the world. But as Joachim was saying, because we don't have proportional representation here, it's a very difficult thing. It's a very difficult system. But our approach and our value of grassroots democracy is the only way that we will succeed eventually.
Joachim, final seconds. Your words of wisdom, your advice to U.S. Greens and those who are interested but just sort of looking.
Keep on going. Stick to your values. Don't be afraid of power. Grasp it whenever you can get, because we want to change the world. We don't want to be right afterwards. We want to change the world now.
I thank you for being with us. Our guests have been Justine McCabe, co-chair of the International Committee of the Green Party here in the United States, and Dr. Joachim Denkinger, who is the Deputy Secretary General of the Greens Group in the European Parliament. And that does it for our broadcast. If you'd like a copy, go to our website at democracynow.org. Special thanks to our Baltimore crew, led by Amy Littlefield, David Smalley, Matthew Bainbridge, Paul Weiss, Greg Bevan, Albert Jung, and Terry